and welcome to another Coffee with Coach at Skills Rediscovery. My name is Rushal and today we have a very young and dynamic guest coach. Her name is Jyotsana Gupta. Jyotsana, welcome to this program.
Hi Rushal, thank you so much for having me here. I was really looking forward to this one. So I'm glad to be a part of Coffee with Coach.
Awesome. So Skills Rediscovery is an online skills learning platform जहाँ पर business, creativity, lifestyle, technology हर domain से related बहुत सारे online courses हैं और इन courses की खास बात ये है कि ये सब online courses हैं, live courses हैं जिसका मतलब है कि you get a chance to connect with your coach, with your mentor on an online platform और उनके साथ offline, online हर किस्म के resources के साथ आप उनके साथ सीख सकते हैं। तो चाहे आप अपने करियर में एक नया जंप लगाना चाहते हो या फिर अपनी कोई नई हॉबी डेवलप करने के लिए कोई स्किल सीखना चाहते हैं, Skills Rediscovery is the place for you. आज जो हमारी गेस्ट हैं ज्योत्सना, she is an image consultant and a soft skills trainer from चंडीगढ़. उनका एक बहुत ही एक्साइटिंग कोर्स है इंटरव्यू रेडीनेस को लेके 6 आवर्स का ये कोर्स है। इस कोर्स के बारे में भी जानेंगे और ज्योत्सना की प्रोफेशनल जर्नी के बारे में भी जानेंगे आज के इस इंटरव्यू विद कोच में। सो ज्योत्सना, प्लीज स्टार्ट बाय टेलिंग अस अबाउट योर प्रोफेशनल जर्नी एंड माइलस्टोन्स।
Right, sure, Rushal. So first of all, hi everyone. I am Jyotsana Gupta. Basically, as Rushal introduced, that I'm from Chandigarh. So no, I'm from Jammu, but I'm here in Chandigarh from past 10 years. After pursuing Masters of Arts in English from Chandigarh, basically Punjab University, I joined Chandigarh University as a soft skills trainer. And there I was working with engineering students and MBA students, basically helping them to get placement ready. So we were evaluating and assessing them on regular basis on their classroom performance. And post that, I joined mentorstudents.org, which is a startup, US-based startup. There I was again working as a training manager, but since it was a startup, so I had to wear multiple hats. And I was conducting conferences with C-suite executives on regular basis almost. So there I got to learn a lot. Yes, and post that I joined ICBI because I wanted to upskill myself. And
what is ICBI?
This is Image Consulting Business Institute, where I'm getting certified as a soft skills trainer as well as an image consultant. So post that, now I feel that whatever I learned so far with the help of my experience and with this course, I'm all set to apply everything that I have learned into practice.
Great. We wish you all the very best for your courses. So, Jyotsana, you have this course, interesting course on interview readiness. Just tell us about the course. How does it look like? Who is it meant for? और time duration तो क्या हमको पता है 6 hours का है. तो how frequently do you do it?
Okay, right, Rushal. So basically, when just telling a little bit why I created this course, I was a job seeker myself, and I can absolutely relate that how frustrating and stressful the job hunting process could be. Which is why I thought that I should be coming up as a trainer. It's my responsibility to help anyone, like basically students and job seekers. As you said, that for whom this course is meant for, it is meant for anyone who's seeking job in the industry and the newly graduates, right? So when I was
just to clarify, so कॉमर्स स्ट्रीम से हो या साइंस से हो या आर्ट स्ट्रीम से हो, कोई भी किस्म का ग्रेजुएशन कर रहे हो, सभी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ओपन है? Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm catering to every and each industry because I feel at the end of the day, soft skills will always remain same. ये जो आप mention कर रहे हैं, Rushal, आप industries, commerce, non-medical, medical, background, arts, this is all their hard skills, like technical knowledge, their technical qualifications. But I believe that everyone should be having some basic common soft skills, which basically helps them to get through interview successfully. So ये मेरा idea था to help everyone that I possibly can. And which is why I came with this course, which is called Interview Readiness, Get Ready to Get Hired. And in this course, as Rushal mentioned, ये 6 घंटे का कोर्स होगा जहाँ पे हम बात करेंगे सबसे पहले creating powerful impressions, because I believe as it said as well that first impression is basically the last impression. So I really want them to help creating a very powerful, strong first impression to impress their interviewers. That would be the very first part. Second would be how they can use their body language effectively, because there are certain factors that we might not be aware of, but they play a very important role whenever we are appearing for an interview. And non-verbal language, basically that is your body language, would play an integral part here. So that's exactly we'll be focusing on. After that, I'll also help them to how they can communicate before, during, and post interview. Right? So the communication where they will be talking to HR, how they can talk to the interviewer during the interview, and after that when they have to follow up with the HR. Right? That becomes again a very, very important part whenever it comes to interview. So that will be discussed there. After that, I'll also help them to create impressive resumes, because as you know, that resume is the most important part. So yes, that is all that I'm going to help them with.
So resume तो वो हथियार है जो इंटरव्यू तक पहुंचाएगा, वो नहीं होगा तो फिर इंटरव्यू कहाँ से आएगा? All right, great. तो ज्योत्सना, एक कहावत चलती है हमारे यहाँ पे कि we are hired for our hard skills but we are fired for our soft skills, you know, or for not having soft skills. तो I totally agree with you कि soft skills एक बहुत ही important aspect होता है किसी भी professional person के life में. So since you have this course on facing interviews, could you just tell us a few do's during and before an interview?
Right. So if I talk about during, before, and basically let's just start with before the interviews. I would really recommend all of you to do your research. Like किसी भी कंपनी में जाने से पहले उस कंपनी के बारे में पता होना बहुत जरूरी रहेगा. So पहले do your research, right? It can be as extensive as it could be, because at the end of the day, when they will know that this candidate is actually having enough information that can actually make you stand out of the crowd. Because you won't believe me that most of the candidates don't know much about the companies before they even appear for the interview. So then again, this will help you to stand out of the crowd. That is very important. Then of course, if you are going there, you have to groom yourself very well so that you will be able to present yourself, right? So grooming will become an integral part here. Please pay attention to what you are wearing, how you are carrying yourself. If your nails are trimmed, your hair, your facial hair, your eye movement, especially when I talk about eye movement, particularly during interview. So you have to ensure that you are actually keeping a constant eye contact with everyone in the room, if you can, right? That will again showcase that you're very confident. So before reaching, please ensure that you are there on time, right? You are carrying all the required documents that they have asked for, because and even if you can carry some photocopies, because I know that you will be carrying some of the original documents with you, but it will be great if you carry your photocopies. Yes, right? That was about before. And if I talk about during, first entering and greeting everyone, very positively, right? Very positively. That again will create a powerful first impression. And when we are sitting, again, don't slouch back or don't just sit on the edge, right? Be comfortable, because there you are there for some good time. Yeah. So don't just slouch or don't just sit on the edge. Be comfortable, but at the same time, ensure that you have a very professional body language. You are very attentive. You are listening. You are maintaining, as I said, eye contact, right, with the HR or anyone whosoever is talking to you. And at the end of the day, I will just ask you to be confident, because whatever you are going to talk about there is nothing but they are checking your communication skills. Of course, your hard skills and your technical knowledge will come into place, but at the same time, if you're not able to communicate effectively and confidently, I don't see that you will be able to stand out of the crowd. So please, everyone, have a positive set of mind and then just be confident.
And also, I would like you to talk about, how to make a good resume, क्योंकि सबसे पहले तो resume ही आता है. And what I have seen is a lot of students, even from my batch when I was in my college days, तो वही होता था, एक ही घिसा पिटा सा कुछ तो भी फॉर्मेट होता है इंटरनेट के ऊपर, वो बक्सों में सब डिग्री वगैरह लिख देते हैं, those boxes. एक रिक्रूटर अगर एक दिन में 100 या 150 200 कैंडिडेट्स देख रहा है, इट इज रियली वो बक्से देख देख के बोर हो जाते हैं. How do you make in your resume very impressive?
Right. So very good question, Rushal. Literally this is one of the most important things whenever you are going for an interview. It's the most important document, I would say. Since we know that what is resume? Resume is nothing but your documented representation of you. So basically वो जो आप पेपर लेके जा रहे हैं HR के सामने, that's you. That's your representation. So first, it becomes very important to have it very neatly. Like if you're representing yourself, you have to ensure that it's very neatly kept, right? There should be no scribbled. It should not be scribbled or folded from any side. That is A. If I talk about the career content and design, again resume में सबसे ज़्यादा important रहता ही है content and design. And as Rushal, exactly how you mentioned that students usually cut, copy and paste, right? And HRs को सबसे जल्दी पता लग जाता है because as you mentioned, उनके पास एक दिन में 1000 copies आ रही है और अगर उसमें से 400 का भी career objective same है, it's a clear case of cut, copy, paste, right? And it becomes so evident, right? It becomes so evident कि आपने efforts नहीं करे. So everyone, that becomes very important for you to ensure कि cut, copy, paste तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो रहा है. And if I talk
about I'm just sorry to cut you short, लेकिन क्या होता है कि कंपनीज जो है ना वो इससे भी अंदाजा लगा रहे होते हैं शायद कि अच्छा इसने अपने रेज्यूमे में ही कट कॉपी पेस्ट किया है तो मेरी कंपनी में आके भी ये वही करने वाला है, इसको भगाओ पहले यहाँ से.
बिल्कुल कि वहाँ पे efforts क्या दिखे हैं, what is your perspective, what are you bringing to the table if you are cutting and pasting it, right? Exactly. So if I give you some quick tips that can help you to create an impressive resume, I would really like you to focus on content and design. If I talk about content in specific, content will be having your career objective. That should be very clear because it's a heading statement. It should have everything from your professional goals, immediate professional goals, to what you are actually planning to do now and your skills, right? It should align with your skills and knowledge for sure. अब मैंने बहुत बार देखा है एक दूसरे को कट कॉपी पेस्ट करते हुए अपना करियर ऑब्जेक्टिव. Everyone just understand. हर एक का गोल अलग होगा, हर एक के skills अलग होंगे और हर एक की knowledge अलग होगी. So how can you expect to have a same career objective, right? So please everyone ensure that you are not, since it's a heading statement, the minute recruiter goes through certain simple and same career objectives, they'll get to know, right? So don't do that. Then I would like to tell you that don't try to be very creative when it comes to resume. जितना सिंपल आप रेज्यूमे HR के लिए रखोगे उतना सिंपल वो आपके लिए बनाएंगे काम, राइट? सो बेसिकली कलर्स ज्यादा यूज नहीं करने हैं, कीप इट एज सिंपल एज पॉसिबल. कॉलम्स बहुत ज्यादा यूज नहीं करने हैं, नो कॉलम शुड बी देयर. कई बच्चे रोज बना देते हैं, देयर आर सर्टेन रोज एंड टेबल्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. डोंट डू दैट. Keep it as simple as you can. No use of tables, no use of columns should be there, right? Try to avoid white space. जितना कम white space रहेगा उतना better लगेगा. मैंने बहुत सारे resumes देखे हैं, ऊपर इतनी white space, नीचे भी इतनी white space और बीच में से बस इतने से information. At the end of the day, what are you representing? That you don't have anything much to share, right? But इसका ये भी मतलब नहीं है that you are giving me like 3 pages resume. I am not going to read that. HRs won't have that time, right? No one is going to read that, right? So please ensure कि अगर आप fresher हैं तो आप 1 पेज का resume रखें और अगर आपके पास experience है, projects हैं, internships हैं, आपके पास काफी कुछ है, at max keep it to 2 pages. That should be the maximum length of any resume, any ideal resume, right? That is that. And also I have seen that people use certain different fonts. They try to be a little creative and they try to make their resume out of the box, but it doesn't help, right? कई बार आजकल जैसे स्कैन हो रहे हैं ऑटोमेटिकली ऑनलाइन रेज्यूमेस, तो कई फॉन्ट्स तो वो स्कैनर वो मशीन पिक ही नहीं करेगी, तो आप वहीं पे रिजेक्ट हो गए, आप तो HR के सामने जा ही नहीं पाओगे. So please ensure that you are using fonts like Arial or Times New Roman. These are basic professional fonts that you can use. And the font size should be 10 to 11. That's it. That's the max. Right? So these are a few quick tips that I can share at the moment. That if I have to talk about resume, I can talk about it for like hours.
लेकिन वो आप कोर्स में करेंगे, हाँ वो आपके कोर्स में होगा. All right. So tell me, Jyotsana, why? All right. What are the best resources that have helped you all along the way?
Okay, so Rushal, I think that one thing like that I would like to mention here, which has always helped me is my own experience, to be really honest. My experience has shaped me and made me a person that who I am right now in front of you, right? So I believe that getting hands-on experience from anywhere and everywhere would really help you. If I talk about sources in particular, there were days when I really wanted to give up. जैसे मैंने बोला कि job hunting का process कई बार बहुत frustrating हो जाता है. It can be really discouraging as well. So I believe उस time पे one thing that kept me going was social media, and specifically LinkedIn and YouTube. I used to follow a couple of people who used to share very informative articles, and I used to watch their videos as well. So that is one thing that always kept me on track. If they can do it, I always used to think that if they can do it, so can I. And I am sure that going forward, I'm going to, will be looking up to them, and I am sure that I will be keeping myself on track. And actually, those videos and those articles really did help.
All right, great. So tell me, Jyotsana, why do your students love you?
Right, so that's brave of you to assume that my students love me, but I'm really happy to be to be able to share that yes, जितने भी मुझे अभी तक feedback आए हैं मेरी trainings के बाद या मेरे one-on-one sessions के बाद, my students have usually liked me a lot. I would like to, I always ask them that what is that one thing that they are taking away. So it usually मुझे जो एक feedback बहुत common मिलता है वो मिलता है that I am simplifying the process for them. That's what I also like to do in my personal life, that I try to simplify the process. So अगर कोई भी process है, let's just say interview process, how I have simplified it for my students and for myself as well, I like to believe that there are 4 steps. 4 steps mean preparing, applying, networking and performing. These are some basic 4 steps that if you will follow, there is no way that you will be missing out on anything. Right? So preparing would be preparing you as a candidate and preparing your documents, everything that we just talked about, specifically resume. Then applying would be where can you apply, how can you apply, or what are the things that you need to consider when applying. Then there would be networking, because since let's just say that networking is actually a 21st century skill, we cannot function without being able to network. We have to connect with people, we have to expand our network. So that becomes very crucial. So how can we do that? That comes under networking. And then last would be performance. So whatever you have learned so far, how are you going to apply that? So this way I try to simplify each and every process for my students, and which is why I think that it becomes very easier for them to acknowledge and understand the process. Right? Also, I feel that मेरे और मेरे students के बीच में ज़्यादा age gap नहीं होता है, which is why I come up with very relevant examples, जिससे वो मुझसे relate कर पाए और मैं उनको बहुत updated examples देता हूँ. जो relatability factor जहाँ पे ज़्यादा रहता है, वहाँ पे connection ज़्यादा रहता है. So I think that's the reason that my students really like.
Awesome. Great. In fact, the thing that you mentioned about networking is quite interesting, क्योंकि normally लोग बाकी तीनों के बारे में सोचते हैं लेकिन नेटवर्किंग के बारे में उतना नहीं सोचते हैं. So it's good that you have pointed that out, and it will really help a lot of students. So any final piece of advice for the students who would be starting their careers now?
Right, absolutely. I think that anyone who's starting right now should seek as many internships as they possibly can, because at the end of the day, wherever you are getting an opportunity to learn, it is only going to help you move ahead, right? So whenever you are going to look back, you will see कि वो जो छोटी-छोटी opportunities आपने ली हैं, जो छोटे-छोटे काम, internships, projects जिनमें आप involve हुए हो, at the end of it, you will always come out of it being a better person. Right, so that is A. B, I would like to tell them that they should always reach out to people and seek help, because मुझे हमेशा हमें सिखाया जाता है कि थोड़ा सेल्फ सफिशिएंट रहना है, ज्यादा लोगों से बात नहीं करनी है, ज्यादा लोगों से एडवाइस लेने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू विल ऑलवेज नीड अ गुड मेंटर. सो दैट व्हाट हैज हेल्प्ड मी पर्सनली, seeking out to people, reaching out to people and seeking help, right? So I would always recommend people to please reach out to people, please reach out to network, expand, so that you will be amazed to see कि कितने लोग आपकी help करने के लिए ready. They'll always be there to shape you, to guide you further, because they will be having that industry experience, right? So it is always a best option to reach out to people. And then I would really like to focus on one thing that I have been doing recently. As I mentioned that I have been upskilling, right? And I want all of you, since we are in such a fast-paced era, upskilling and upgrading yourself is always going to come handy. So whenever you are getting a chance to upskill yourself, please everyone, polish your skills, learn new things and grow every day. And you'll realize, as I just mentioned, that when you look back, you'll see that how much you have evolved. At the end, I'll just try to, like when giving advice, I'll just try to add one thing here, which has always helped me, that never think that is something is happening to you. Always think that everything is happening for you. So that's it.
Wow, interesting. I would also like to mention here that connections grow करने के लिए या जैसे आपने कहा कि seniors को seek out करो, LinkedIn is a very good platform और उसके ऊपर जो भी फील्ड में आप आपका करियर करना चाहते हैं उस फील्ड के फिल्टर्स लगा के सर्च करके प्रोफेशनल्स को जस्ट एक रिक्वेस्ट भेजना, यस ये एक नई चीज है और ये करनी चाहिए.
Jyotsana, looking on LinkedIn, like 79%. जितने भी अभी ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म्स है, 79% recruiters are on LinkedIn and they are looking for candidates over there. So everyone, yes, as Rushal mentioned, absolutely, LinkedIn is a very, very powerful platform. So please use it.
Exactly. Jyotsana, before we wrap up this interview, please tell us about your future plans.
Sure. So if I talk about my short-term goals, it would be getting in touch with more and more HRs so that I can actually know that what they are expecting from candidates, and then I can come back here and train them to bridge that gap between the HR and the job seeker. That would be my short-term goal. If I talk about my long-term goal, that would be having my own team of skill trainers, where we as a team would go and help as many job seekers as we can, so that they can also, everyone deserves to be a part of their dream company. So that's exactly what I want. It's my way to giving back to society. So that's my long-term goal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jyotsana, for joining this Coffee with Coach session. It was lovely speaking with you.
Same here, Rushal. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. And for our viewers, let me tell you that Jyotsana she has a very good course on interview readiness. Please go check it out on our website. It's www.skillsrediscovery.com. बहुत ही अफोर्डेबल प्राइस पे ऑनलाइन लाइव क्लासेस और वो भी अलग अलग भाषाओं में. बाय द वे Jyotsana, आप जो कोर्स पढ़ाने वाले हो वो कौन से लैंग्वेजेस में है?
तो बेसिकली मैं इंग्लिश भी बोल सकती हूँ और मैं हिंदी भी बोल सकती हूँ. तो अगर मेरा जो भी कैंडिडेट, जो भी लर्नर होंगे, whatever the language, they will feel confident and I am okay to train them on that. But I would really prefer and I would really push everyone to stick to English as much as they can, because at the end of the day, that's the corporate and industry requirement right now.
Yes, of course. Why not? So that was it for this Coffee with Coach, and we'll see you in another Coffee with Coach. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.